So let's briefly talk about some of the coolest things that we have in object orientation. Later on, we will talk about this more in details, but let's take a look on this example. Here we have a class definition called electric car. We are using the previous example, so if you didn't see the video, take a look on the previous one. So what we are doing is we're going to say that electric car is a type of who? Is a type of car. And who is car? Car is the class that we defined previously with all the attributes common to all the attributes and functions and characteristics from any other car. In this case right here, we know that every car has a make, a model, year, odometer reading, and a bunch of different actions as we can see it here. Okay? Now, what we do is, if I want to be a little bit more specific in the abstraction of a type of car, an electric car, we can create our objects and manipulate, that's fine. But let's say I want to create something new, and what we do in this case. In this case right here, we create a new kind of car, electric car, and we extend the class of car. What we means is that everything that we had in car will also be available for any electric car that we instantiate from this class. All right, and what we're going to have there, we have a specific constructor, which, look at this, we have all the attributes from our main class. In this case, it's super.init make model year. So in other words, we are initializing an electric car with the same constructor as we had for our main class, which is car right here. So we are running this here from our class, car class. Okay, and then let's take a look here on this function. This line right here, line 17.9. What we're saying is we're going to create a new variable called battery, which is part of the object from the class electric car, and we are creating a new instance from a class called battery. But who is battery? Different from in our main program right here, which we have to specify where this class is coming from. This class is in the same file as our electric car, so we don't need to specify the path here. We just need to define it before we use. So in this case right here, we have a specific class called battery, and this battery also has a constructor. All the classes, they do have it. And then we have a function called describe battery, get range, and so on and so forth. And I won't go into the details of implementation here, but think as specific actions for objects inside the class battery. So this class here, electric car, is pretty cool because we are taking everything from the class car. So make, model, year, get descriptive, model, odometer, and so on and so forth. Plus, we have all the attributes from the class battery, which we can access since we are creating an instance. So every object from the class electric car will also have an instance of the class battery itself. Okay, now let's see how this looks like in our main program. Just as a reminder, in order to access our electric car, we have to specify it. So the same way we were doing with the car before, we actually have to specify that python_opp.car generic import who, electric car. So inside of that specific file, there we have several classes, 3. We have the class car, battery, and electric car. I just want to import the electric car in this file. And then in this case right here, we are using an alias for that class, which is called eCar. And we can also import this, the same one here, without any alias. We just import the same way we imported car, right? Then what we're going to do, we create 2 objects. One is my Tesla, and then in my Tesla right here, we use the alias eCar, and we pass the information, the same one we are passing from car. And why we can do this? Because the constructor of electric car expects to receive the same parameters. And then look at this. Even though this is an electric car instance, as we can see it right here, what is cool is we can access all the attributes from the car class. And why that? Because electric car is extending all the functions from car. So as we can see here, like descriptive battery, if we go there and this guy right here, we'll see that this descriptive battery is inside the battery. Oh, sorry, this case, I want to show this one here. Descriptive name is inside the car class, right? And since we remember when we create an object into battery from the class battery inside electric car, if we take a look on this function right here, which we'll see that it belongs to the class battery, as we can see here, we see that Python underscore OPP car generic dot battery. So if we go there, you can hold like Control and click on it. You'll see that describe battery is inside who? The class battery, which is an instance for the class electric car, which extends car itself. Okay, and as we can see here, let's print it out and see our outputs here. We are using the same name for different objects, just to show that here in this one here we can create using the alias that we created, eCar, or since we imported the whole class, you can just call electric car directly and just print it out. Okay. Later on, we'll see how inheritance it works in more details, but for now, keep in mind that we can extend basic classes, generic classes, into more specific ones. Okay, so thank you and happy coding.